Welcome to Faith Stories with DeMarco-Book. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they will see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16.
Hello, and welcome to Faith Stories. I'm DeMarco-Book. What is Faith Stories? Faith Stories are Christians from all walks of life who share their stories of faith, hope, and love. And my prayer is that you would come to know your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And how do you do that? That through His Word, which is the Bible. So if you need a Bible, please reach out to me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. You guys, I'm so excited about my guests today. We met, I think it was like a year ago? It was a while ago, and she is an amazing, powerful woman. I love this, confidence queen, style icon, kid at heart. Mary Giuseffi is a best-selling author, personal branding expert, and women's empowerment advocate who believes that confidence is the best accessory a girl can wear. Love that. With a full heart of sparkle, hello, Odin Marie, hey Ellie. With a heart full of sparkle and closet full of fabulous shoes, Mary has spent her life helping people discover what makes them undeniably amazing inside and out. But her proudest role yet, becoming a mentor to the next generation of strong, curious, kind, and confident girls. You're going to meet her right after the message.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at Broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavillaproperties.com.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art. Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. And welcome back. Okay, Mary Giuseffi, amazing woman. You shared your story with me quite a while ago, but what I recall, and I've heard a lot of stories since then, but yours, and usually things stick with me, but yours really stuck with me because of the fact that you were a prodigy, right, and an opera singer, and tell us what happened. Lay the foundation, because I know you're a Christian woman, and so let's lay that foundation and then segue into what happened with your voice.
Thank you, and it's so nice to be here.
I'm so glad you're here.
Blessed to be
As
here
I
with
stab
this lady.
you.
bless.
Back at you.
So I think, I was born with that knowledge, that awareness, that Holy Spirit awareness that I was here to do certain things. Yeah. And so even as a child, I was trying to figure out what was the best way to do these things. How can I best accomplish these goals? I never said anything to anyone. It was all what I was thinking, and talking to God and trying to figure it out. So then, because of Halloween and the UNICEF boxes that we carried when we were young.
That was a long time ago, you guys. Because I'm sitting
It's
there going,
another
yeah,
century.
what? The UNICEF box?
They should bring it back, except I'm not sure it would make it home.
Exactly. Yeah, let's pocket that.
Yeah, exactly. So this little UNICEF box we brought around, and we asked for donations with our receiving our candy. And Audrey Hepburn, whom we all know and
Which,
love.
oh, by the way, this dress is so Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, it is.
Thank
It's
you,
so
Heather.
perfect. And, you know, I found out about her through this little UNICEF thing at school. Madly in love. To make a very long story short, I decided I was going to become an actress and a singer and perform so that I could use that platform, 5 years old,
5 years old,
to leverage that into helping young children around the world.
Isn't that
be safe?
At 5.
At 5. This was my plan.
I was so not doing any of that at 5.
So I did. I went on my merry little way. I took all my lessons. I studied hard and I worked hard and I sang and I danced my little heart off. Dancing was not it.
Two left feet, baby.
Could not get that arabesque kind of. Then played the piano, loved it, didn't want to perform it. Anyway, started to sing, which was my heart, what I loved.
Oh, wow.
And I got a scholarship. And my parents were like, "Oh, that's nice, honey."
Yeah. They didn't think any big deal. Just, oh, great, yay.
That's good. And then, it's
How old were you at this point?
I was 14 when I got my first role.
Okay.
And so it was, oh, that was sweet. I hope she makes that note. Like, that's really high. The principal meets me. "Mary, are you sure you're going to hit that note?" I was 14. I'm like, absolutely, no problem.
You had confidence beyond
I had
measure.
Confidence. Well, I had faith.
Yeah.
From that moment, I scholarshiped into this wonderful school. And I started studying voice.
Really studying.
Really
Okay.
studying. I mean, it was 5 a.m. to 5 p.m., acting
Wow.
and the whole thing, piano performance. And they had a platform that was extraordinary.
Yeah.
And I played all the, Cinderella and Dorothy and all these beautiful uplifting princessy roles
Right,
because
right.
that was my way. That's how I looked. So I was going to be cast like that. And my voice matched. I was a lyric soprano. So I was sitting in the audience. I mean, I was on stage and my parents were sitting in the audience. And who's there but an ambassador to Austria?
Oh, you're
And after the performance, they invited me to come. So that's
To Austria.
to Salzburg. So I sang my heart out.
It's got to be beautiful. babe.
Loved
I'm sorry.
it. Oh no, it's amazing. But performing
It's not easy.
with a chorus behind you and all this stuff, it's very, it's a different experience
Well,
because
you have
it's
to
a
be
lot
so-
of rehearsals and it's a
Yeah,
lot
disciplined.
of yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, discipline was my middle name. It
Oh, yeah.
still is. So I did all that, and I really was now launching a career.
A singing career.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
14.
it was, I had traction. By 16, I was in Salzburg. It was great. And I was doing all kinds of roles, and I was
Yeah.
loving my life, and I was preparing, doing things, talking
Right.
to record labels, and I started losing my voice. Like one day at a time. I kept saying, I lost the B flat. I lost
my
the B natural.
gosh.
And from the bottom, I was losing. And I said to my dad, who was a well-known surgeon, "Dad, it's like not happening."
Right.
And he was like, "No, this is not true." And I said, "Honest to God, if you don't do something about this,
Right, right.
I'm going to go to have another opinion." Of course, that was very nice of me. So
Being 16,
Being
I know,
16.
I know, Dad.
Yeah.
But actually, you do need to get a second opinion because just because it's your dad and you love him and he's a surgeon, it's always better to have someone else who doesn't know you and love you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So I had nodules, and that was under anesthesia. And they said, "Vince, I'm going to bring her up, take her to Mayo Clinic," which is where my father trained. "Let somebody who really knows what they're doing
Right.
touch these voice because it's a big voice."
This is your career.
He didn't want to do that,
Oh no.
and I woke up a mute.
So
No
your
voice.
dad operated on you.
No, the specialist.
Okay, okay.
But
This is-
Dad agreed. He
Yeah.
didn't want me to go through the anesthesia twice,
Okay.
and so mute, absolute mute, like no voice, nothing, no whisper, nothing. And
Now, that obviously wasn't normal?
Oh, no.
They had performed other procedures similar to
Oh,
yours.
sure. Over and over
they've
again.
never had that happen before. And you woke up and you couldn't talk at all.
without a voice.
Wow.
And to make matters worse, I was starting college as a voice major. And for the first time in my life, I was like, I can't go.
Of course not.
But
You don't have your
Dad wanted me to go to school. So there I was, voice major, mute. People laughed and it was ridiculous. But I learned a lot about what it was like to be different than others.
Yeah.
And it was very humbling. I didn't have ever a big ego, but it was just a very unusual experience to realize how cruel the world can be.
Well, and everything up until that point was just like falling into place for you. But then God put a stop to it.
He put a hard stop on
Woo,
that.
not
Hard
kidding,
stop.
girl.
And, I had modeled for Ford. Eileen had discovered me when I was younger,
How young were you when you started modeling?
11.
So you were 11. So you were modeling and you were also singing and fine-tuning your
Right.
your equipment.
But yeah, my voice,
Instrument,
my
yeah.
instrument. But my dad, we didn't like modeling very much. It was not for us. So anyway, all this to say it factors in. And
Well, it's part of who you are.
yeah, and it really has, it factors into how I became me now.
Right.
And I think the thing was that to not only lose your instrument, but to lose all of your communication.
Right.
There was no way for me to communicate with people, writing things down, a whisper. It changed my whole paradigm. And I think the thing that I learned so well was how to listen.
Well, and I think that's the most important thing that we as human beings can do is listen instead of, okay, I'm already thinking about what's next, and you're talking, and I'm not paying attention to what you're speaking about.
Correct. And that's unfortunately how things are.
Yeah.
And I think that I was a good listener in real life. On stage, I had to learn to be a good listener because we emote without speaking.
Right.
But I really spent a lot of time listening. I spent a lot of time asking God what was next.
Yeah.
It was interesting that I never went into blame.
I love that.
I never went
Which
into
is so
blame.
incredible, being so young, because, and even as an adult, of course, who do you blame? You blame God.
Right.
But it's not God, our friend Melissa Butterworth, she always talks about it's not a step back, it's a step up.
Up. And
You're getting somewhere else,
absolutely,
right?
and I've got goosebumps.
I know.
And I was in New York, so I would go to St. Patrick's, which is my favorite. It's like my church.
Beautiful church.
And I would just cry, and I would just say, okay, God, I have faith that this is where I'm supposed to
Right.
be. I have faith that this is what is supposed to happen now. I just need to know what I'm supposed to, how
What's my
do
next
I go?
steps? Right,
And
right.
within less than a year of that, my dad passed away. He died in my arms, a tragic, massive heart attack. And then not only did I lose my way of being in the world,
Right.
but we lost everything. We lost, our home, and
Oh
we had
my
no
God, the
income.
trauma.
And it was really horrifying. I felt very grateful. I felt grateful because I was the one that my dad passed with. And I saw his spirit leave his body.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow,
it
did
was
you
like
really?
a nod to me, because I always used to talk to my dad about these things that I knew and I saw.
Yeah.
And he would be, okay, sweetheart. And it was like a nod. He's like, okay.
And then he was gone.
And then he went. Wow. And so again, gratitude.
Yeah.
And people would say, oh, I'm so sorry you had to experience this. I'm like, no. This is the most extraordinary thing, that I was chosen
Right,
to
that
be
you were
with
there.
my dad,
Yeah.
at his passing. And then it was a lot. We lost everything. We got everything, everything. And we certainly had a big struggle.
I bet. Now, do you have any sisters or brothers?
I have two brothers,
You have
younger.
two brothers, okay.
And they did their thing. And it's interesting because I don't think any of us went into blame. And none of us went into anger.
That is so rare. That is so rare.
Yeah, I know it now. And none of us felt entitled. We always felt, my dad once said to me, because we were very close, and my dad once said to me, he said, look down, sweetie. He called me Susu. Look down, Susu. And he said, what do you see? And I said, your two hands.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, put your hands out right here. So hand to hand, like this.
Okay.
He says, when I take away my hands, what do you have left?
only my hands.
He said, and that's what you need. I'll never forget
Oh yeah,
that.
no kidding.
When I realized in that moment that I still had my two hands,
Right.
and this is all I needed to live my life.
What a wonderful, beautiful lesson.
Oh,
that
he
your
was
dad shared
he
with
was
you.
extraordinary. He was just extraordinary to me in so many ways.
So how old were you at that time?
19.
19 years
So
old.
I had been
Dang,
mute for a year, and he passed.
Unbelievable.
And and then I went back to New York because I figured I could model.
Right.
But oh my God, that was a handicap, because very soon I realized that I couldn't speak really at all.
Right.
And
Well, modeling, you don't necessarily need to
you
speak,
couldn't do
right?
television, but even at auditions and,
Oh, yeah.
and being in places where people realize, oh, she can't talk, it was not always
You would
a
think
good thing.
some of them would be like, yeah, hire her.
Yeah. The woman of my dreams. Are you single?
Exactly.
But I found this miraculous man
Uh-huh.
in college
Okay.
before I stopped
Yeah.
doing that. And again, no voice. I write him a note, and I bring it to the office.
Yeah.
He was a vocal person
Oh,
at the
okay.
university. And I said, I know you don't believe me, and there's no reason for you to believe me, but I promise you I was an opera singer.
Right.
And I think you can help me find my voice, because they thought I was crazy. They had me going to Freudian people. I mean, it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I said,
because that's going to help.
Right.
That's going to help.
I said, something is wrong.
Right.
Like, this is not cuckoo. This is problem. so he, God bless this man, it was a cantor at a big temple.
Oh, yeah, I
Remember
you told-
Jared?
Yeah.
And he said, under two conditions, you can't pay me, because I have no idea what's going to happen here. And you have to be able to do everything that I say. And I said, that's not a problem.
Because you want to restore your voice. I mean,
At least
you've
to
lost it now
speak.
for a
It was
couple of
over,
years.
yeah, it was on year 2. Now I had atrophy. I mean, there's a bunch
Yeah,
of
because
stuff.
it's a muscle, and if you're not using it, you lose it.
It was bad. Well, we struggled. I got one note. I sounded like The Exorcist. Then I was horrified to speak. I'd rather not talk.
Right.
And again, faith, okay, God. He's like, okay, you have one note. It was the A below middle C. I'll never forget it.
I love how you identify it's A below
A below
lower
middle
C.
C. And he sort of realized that the embarrassment I felt
Yeah.
with that, I'm not kidding you, it was like Linda Blair. It was this crazy thing that came out of me. He said, well, today for our lesson, we're going to get in the car. Okay. We'll get
Okay, what did I sign up for?
and we're going to go up and down the Garden State Parkway. I'm like, he's lost it. It's too much. Okay, God, I'm in the car now.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, brilliance personified. He gets off the exit, rolls down the window.
Yeah.
Mary, ask him for directions. I start crying. We spent 5 hours going up and down the Garden State Parkway, forcing me to ask directions. He said, you'll never see this person again. He has nothing about your story. I don't care what comes out. You are asking directions for 5 hours.
Oh my
with the tears streaming down my face.
Oh my gosh.
But dutiful,
Right. You were committed. You said you were.
faith, and that was the beginning of my walk back. That 5 hours, and he was a genius. And I don't know how he even,
Knew to do that. Well,
He
being
said
a
he
cantor,
thinks
I think
things
he has
up.
a relationship with God.
yes, I would assume.
I would give him that.
I would assume. And he restored an octave of my voice, an octave. And I started doing a little singing, but I mean, it was just like compared to what I was, and
Right.
there was no way to have a career.
Sure.
I was lucky I could talk.
It was, well, at least you can sing now, right?
No, very
At that
rarely.
time, I mean, you
Well,
could-
8 notes, maybe on a Tuesday, not
Well,
on a
okay,
Thursday.
but yeah, I can't sing a note, so 8 notes to me is very impressive.
Well, I was excited. I did a wedding, I did a couple
Right.
things. But I think the thing was that at that point I had resigned myself that this career was not going to be that
Right.
way.
Yeah.
I started writing. I wrote my first book.
You wrote your first book
At
back
19.
At 19, and what was
Yeah.
the book about?
It was on abortion, very tough topic for another time.
Yeah.
But I really felt that I was an open, and I still am, an open vessel.
Yeah.
Which
Which is what you guys, that is exactly what God wants us to be, is an open vessel to allow him to take you where he wants you to go, because his dream is bigger and better than the dream that you have for yourself.
Amen. And and the gifts that he gives you don't go away. I kept saying, God, I'm a creative. I'm a creative. I'm a creative.
He knows. He created
that.
you.
Right. He goes, I got that. I said, I'm open. No, but I really was like, okay, I know there's something for me in this field.
Right.
I have no idea what it's going to be.
Right,
but
exactly.
it worked out. Once I started writing, I went back to the stage. I just didn't have any vocal stamina. I didn't have the chops,
you could do it,
so to speak.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was just steady on the course. I came down here. We lost our first child. That was very tragic. Came down here, started doing charity work with Kids in Distress, which was my favorite home charity with those 12 little kids we had at Auntie M's. And I started doing a lot of fashion shows. I mean, I used my gifts.
Right.
And I
Of
found
course, 'cause
other
that's you.
avenues. And I used to pray backstage for these crazy fashion shows because you needed, it was a prayer.
Oh my God.
to
I
get
did
these.
one fashion show behind the scenes. My girlfriend said, please come and help. We'll put your jewelry in the show. And I'm like, okay. And then all madness broke out. And I'm like helping the models in with their clothes, and I'm undressing them so they can get out on, oh my gosh. No thanks. One and done, baby.
And I produced these massive events, you know, with
Yeah.
tigers and snow and massive scenery and all these models. And I would pray. My thing was I prayed before every show because
Absolutely.
it's not about anything having to do with me. It has to do with I wanted the people in the audience to be transported.
Yeah.
And because of my opera background and music background and dance background,
so-
I had dancers and opera singers and violinists and fencers, and I had all kinds of stuff. And they all show up when I needed them because of God, because of Holy Spirit.
Right.
And
Amen.
I prayed, and as the years went on, more and more people, more of the models backstage would pray with me. It was very interesting. Never said a word about what I was doing.
Right.
They figured it out. And so finally,
That is so powerful because I feel as a woman of faith, it's so powerful to do what you do right before something, you know, because
Always.
I'm in prayer for my guests days before, and then the day of, I'm like always lifting us up and just supernatural hedge of protection around us. May we glorify him in everything we say and do. And it's so important to invite him into what you're doing.
every day
no
of
matter
your
what
life,
it is.
every day of your life, a good day, all days. If you're waking up to
There you
complain
go.
about it, they're all good.
Yeah.
And he has to be the focus.
Absolutely.
And I don't talk about this very often, but he has to be the focus of what you are there to do that day.
Absolutely.
You can ask what you want, and if it's meant
But
to
then
be,
he's
it
going
will.
to change. He's
Found
going
that
to
out.
change. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, but I don't want you to do that today.
Well,
and
I
there's
didn't-
reasons for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't have the. I wasn't going to play the games
Yeah.
in the industry. I wasn't. I
Good
still
for
don't.
you.
I didn't then, and I don't now.
Yeah.
And you know, I have my children. Anyway, I got to close the UNICEF story. So I'm sitting.
Oh yes, we kind of got a lost on
I'm
that, but that's
sitting
okay. I like
I'm
that.
sitting in Fort Lauderdale in my little house with my 2 kids, and I was doing all this work with kids in distress, and my husband calls me and goes, "You have 2 kids in distress right here. It's time to get home." He was laughing, but I
Of
mean, it was
course.
dinner time. You know,
Right,
it's time
right.
to come
It's
home.
crazy.
So I come, and there's the mail, and I open this letter, and it says, "Audrey Hepburn is coming to South Florida. And because of your charity work and what you've done for Broward County and your work with children, we would be honored for you to be a co-chairman of this event."
Wow. She was
I
such
was
a woman
like-
of grace and beauty.
But you see how God is?
Ooh,
You see
yeah.
how God is? My mission in my 5-year-old life
Right.
was to work for children,
Yeah.
was to perform and be an actress so that I could make a difference in children's lives. All these things were taken away, but I never forgot my mission.
Right. You
Which
were
I didn't
doing
even,
that.
to take care of children.
Right.
And
Just
then
in a
that
different
day,
format.
when it came, I was like,
What a blessing.
And
And,
it
what
was-
a clue.
so I went on, and I did an event for 500 people. I had
Unbelievable.
0 budget. It was amazing how it happened. And, you know, I had the opportunity to be with her.
Yeah.
And for us to be together, and
Now, how old
we
was she
saw
at the
each other.
time?
She was already sick, so it was before her death. It was in 1991.
Okay.
So I think she must have been in her early 60s, maybe.
Oh, she was young when she passed.
She was young.
I didn't realize that.
gorgeous as ever. And we had these
Just
moments together,
gorgeous
just
woman.
the two of us, and things that she said, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And she had no idea about I never shared that with her, about
Unbelievable.
my little box story. And
That is
and God.
so cool.
But that is, that's when faith leads the way in spite of us.
Well, yeah, because like I always say, let God is in control and just invite him in, you guys. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavilla.properties.com.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com.
And welcome back. Okay, Mary. Wow, wow, wow. Unbelievable, unbelievable story. So I want to talk now about the book you recently wrote.
Yes.
And it's Undeniably Me. You guys, you can get it on Amazon.
Yes.
Can they get it on Barnes & Noble as well?
Amazon.
Just
or,
Amazon,
or through
you
my
guys.
website, but
Okay.
Amazon's easy.
So let's talk about your book. I love the cover, by the way.
Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this cover. Talk about a leap of faith. This book was a real leap of faith because I write books for women.
Right.
And been blessed with having several bestsellers. And when I wrote this one, it was because my granddaughter,
Right.
my granddaughter was so
What is her name?
persistent. Ariel.
Ariel. Hi,
And-
Ariel.
Hi. And she came up to, I was writing Undeniably You
Yeah.
for women. Nana, it's a mess out here. We need a book from you. You need to tell us how to be ourselves and how to not, succumb to the pressures and the bad things in the world. And I was like, please forget about this. She didn't.
Right.
And so here it is. So Undeniably Me, I love it because, as young women, we spend a lot of our lifetime being told what we shouldn't be.
Right.
And as little boys too. There's no, but
Right.
we have a lot of things that we do that as we get older, we want to go back to who we were when we were children.
Yeah.
Because it's a pure, authentic self.
Right.
And this book has 12 little girls in it, and each of them are very different with gifts and talents and
Yes.
foibles and fabulousness. And the goal is for little girls to be able to discover themselves in the book. And their traits
think
and their
that's
courage.
amazing,
Thank you.
Mary.
And their faith.
Oh, love it, love it, love it, you guys. Thank you so much, my beautiful
You're
friend.
welcome, dear.
Oh,
Much love to you and
yes,
gratitude.
and we'll have you back definitely. Absolutely, no worries on that.
Thank
so,
you.
guys, next week I have Jules Newkirk. This is going to be an awesome show, and I hope you can come. No, you're not. being able to come. You need to take some time for yourself. But she's just recently graduated from last year's Savannah Art School. She has dresses that she created, and we're going to talk about faith and fashion and what that looks like and how God is leading her in another direction. But we're going to look at amazing dresses. So join us next week at 3 o'clock. Check out social media and subscribe and share this video, guys. I would really appreciate it. Have an amazing and blessed week.
Thank you for watching Faith Stories, where you will hear stories of hope, faith, and love. Please join us next week, and remember, God meets you where you are, but doesn't leave you where you are.